Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming. I am the Majestic Snare. This is my disembodied voice, which is kind of getting back to normal. I hope you enjoy the lack of face. You guys generally do enjoy the lack of face, I say it every time, but my voice is getting much better. I still just feel a bit gunky. But thank you for your well wishes, and we'll move on with today's video. Cha-cha! So, I've been thinking recently about a couple of things regarding Warframe, and one of them was about the future. Now, we've talked about kind of my experiences up until this point, up until like the 500-hour mark, and I get this feeling that over the last few weeks or so, I was wondering what would it have been like had I got involved with the game at the early stages, you know, be a founder almost, and then the difference between that then and Warframe today, especially following the release of the Sacrifice. So we find ourselves in a position where the game is drastically different, don't need to tell you that, but as well as that, what will it be like when you play Warframe 5 years time from now? Think about it, how different it was when it first launched to now, and how different could it be from now 5 years time? Now I don't think they're going to come out with a sequel, that would be a bit disingenuous and maybe alienate a lot of the player base, but what would they have in the game? What would be added? What would be different? So let me know down in the comments what you think would be the kind of the biggest major difference 5 years in the future, and maybe 5 years time, if we're still here talking, maybe we can just go back to this video and go, ooh, look, so and so was right, so and so was wrong, Snare was completely right because he's the best and awesome. You know it. Seriously guys, let me know down in the comments what you think. So, first of all, will it be the same game? And that can be answered in a number of different ways. It could be from the number of game modes you have, it could be from the number of cinematic quests you have, the way it plays, the modes and kind of gameplay mechanics that you have. I mean, things like when they brought in Archwing, which is before I started playing, but it was kind of, I don't know how well it was received. I imagine it's pretty bad, considering I fucking hate Warframe's Archwing right now, but I've got used to it because of having to grind certain missions. Nevertheless, it's a different part of the game, and you know, maybe there's going to be another thing like that in the future. Maybe, who knows? And when you think about it, what actually could be added to the Warframe game? Maybe some different game modes could be an answer. Would it be certain things like instead of maybe a defense mode, maybe some kind of siege mode? So it's not just survival, but like a mixture of survival and defense. So I suppose maybe a little bit like mobile defense is, but I don't know. Maybe some kind of zoned off point protection, and then as the enemies get harder and harder, things get, you know, a bit crazy. Because I always find that a lot of the grind involved in Warframe is surrounding enemies or levels that are quite simple and therefore it can be quite easy. There's never a massive challenge unless you go to end game and get really high level stuff. When you've got to a certain point, that is. Anyway, as you're coming up through the levels, it can be quite tough. I'm not saying that, but you know, there's very few mission types that actually can result in a failure. Like spy missions, for example. If you have a defense mission, I don't think I've really ever failed a defense mission, but spy missions, fucking hell, I always seem to fail those myself. So maybe we need some more things like that. Who knows? Just an idea. Another facet you could start thinking about would be, well, Warframe is based in our current sort of galaxy with a solar system. Maybe if it gets too big and needs some more kind of zones or something, either plonk in a new planet or certainly plonk in a new moon or something that's currently in the solar system, or go wider and go to a different galaxy, and maybe like that could be like the Warframe 2 part, you know, with maybe going to Alpha Centauri type stuff, or you know, another crazy galaxy I can't remember any names of because I don't know the names of galaxies. I live on my own, so fucking deal with it. But seriously, thinking about galaxies, I mean, it could be an answer to expanding the game world, but does it need expanding? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe just more nodes on the planets. How often do you play certain nodes? You know, all these questions must be answered today. Comments down below. I think one thing we will see over the next 5 years is certainly more cinematic quests. And those quests that will really tug on the heartstrings, maybe expand a bit more of the lore, introduce some new characters. Certainly new Warframes will be coming out, I'm sure. There's always room for those. There maybe we might start running out of kind of aspects to surround the Warframe's abilities on. Maybe retire some and then bring out some other ones, or maybe soup up other ones, or maybe a whole new like level of Warframe, such as the recent kind of additions that have come out in the game, which I won't talk about too much in case you haven't played certain cinematic quests, but maybe there'll be a new thing surrounding that and applicable to other things. Oh god, that's not really worth talking, is it? But you get my point. It could be expanding the Warframes and giving them a chance to flourish a bit more and give them more options. I mean, there's 38 or 39 at the moment, so maybe bolstering that up to another 40, maybe, who knows? I think what's very important here is to just note that I think the game will only grow as much as, and to be honest, as much as the fans will let it. It's going to be driven by the fans and exactly what the fans want because of that communication with DE. That's going to happen. You know, if people really like a certain thing or canvas to get a certain thing input into the game, or there's, you know, maybe petitions about certain modes or things, that's great. Some people like to be given stuff by DE, and some people like to campaign to improve stuff and have ideas. I mean, they are but one development team, but they have that communication with the fan base. Maybe it will be something that will be really, really good. So maybe it'll be something that everybody really, really wants. But at the same time, they might just blow it out the water with something completely off left field, and we just don't know. And I'm excited to see what that could be. But at the same time, if there's something that you want to have changed in Warframe, then I would suggest getting in contact with them and telling them. They can only just say no, can they? Eh? It's always worth a go, isn't it? And the other point I wanted to make is there actually a limit to the game? I mean, the stuff that we enjoy doing in Warframe is different for everybody. Some people like to grind and get the loot. Some people like to grind and get really rare stuff. Some people like to collect. That would be me. Some people like to experience the story of the cinematic quests. Some people like to do fashion framing or breed cravats or anything. You know, there's so many different things you can get into at the end game point or going towards that middle to end game. So the question I will leave you guys with is that, is there a limit? I mean, is the game ever going to reach maximum kind of critical mass of stuff to do? I mean, with the Plains of Eidolon that came out last year? I can never remember when it came out. So it was out already when I started playing. But when that came out, it kind of opened up a whole new kind of area and a whole new range of things to do. So will they do that again with Venus, which is the next open world? Will they just continue to run that through all the other big world parts? And you know, is that their kind of expansion territory? I haven't got a problem with that at all. I think that's quite cool. But I just wonder if it would be too much of the same thing in a different skin, or will it be, you know, engaging and new and bright and exciting the same way that Plains of Eidolon were for everybody that started playing it? Oh, so much to think about today. Seriously. I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's been commenting on recent videos. I am absolutely dog busy at the moment, but I do intend to get to all of your comments and spend a good fucking 4 hours responding to you all for all of your decent comments that have come through, and all of them are pretty much decent, so it's not like I'm gonna ignore you. But thank you if you have been watching these videos and supporting the channel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I said it now instead of the start because it's always at the start. But guys, thank you. It's been such a boon to have your support on these videos where I get to talk about Warframe, a game that I love. I'll be back on Thursday because we have videos coming out on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Please like the video if you have liked what you've seen here today, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Become part of the family. You guys have been fantastically supportive on these videos and really engaging and teaching me about stuff. Today you might have seen a bit of Chroma, which is a Warframe I've just unlocked, and I'll go through some more Warframe reviews in the near future. Just let me know which ones you'd like me to do, and if I have them, I'll do a review of them after playing them a bit at least. But guys, thank you for watching. You are fantastic. Have a lovely day or night or evening or lunch, whatever time it is for you right now. But guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, love you. Bye bye.